What's up, guys? This is Mike here from Ekim Knives, and this is FAQ number 3, part number 2. I split it up in 2 sections just so it's not too long. If you're trying to sneak and watch some of these in your office at work or something, maybe you won't get in trouble because I cut it in half. At least that's the mentality I got. And who wants to watch really long videos anyway? Something I'm horribly guilty for. Okay, so let's jump right into it. If you guys have any questions you want me to ask on the next one, I will do these once a month. Put them down in the comments section below. I go to these videos first to find the next month's question. Okay, right where we left off, Gary DeMarco asks, I noticed you have a Tapmatic, the tapping head. What model is that in your drill press? And I want to add a rotary table to my CNC milling machine. Where did you get yours? Okay. Let's see, the Tapmatic. I'm going to pick you up and bring on a little field trip. That's the Tapmatic I use right there. It's the 30X model. There is another model that will do the smaller... Oh boy, I'm running everything over with my chair. There is another model out there that will do the smaller holes that knife makers need to tap, like a 256 hole. So you want something they're rated for 0 to 1/4 inch, right? So when you're shopping for a Tapmatic, you could either just buy the 30X or look for something that'll do number 0 to 1/4 inch. There's another more basic model. It's a little bit cheaper. The rotary table I got from Enco. I'll pop in a picture here. It's a phase 2 rotary table, if they have a picture available on the site. Mine's kind of buried under some stuff over there. I bought the 8-inch model, and for my milling machine, it's just on the edge of too big. Right, so don't go any bigger than the 8. Most knife makers, I think, get the 6. Or some of them even get the little 4-inch one. I haven't had a need for the entire 8-inch platen that comes on it. He had one more question, and what type of steel did I use? And what thickness for the chef knives I've been making lately. And you guys have been seeing the chef knives. I'll pop in a picture here of one of the chefs. They are in Ooh, oh boy, gee, I almost tripped all over myself there. The steel is AEBL, and the thickness is 100 thousandths thick, so less than 1/8 of an inch. Okay. Puffiest muffin. Oh my God, Ekim is Mike backwards. That's not really a question, but I included it because it's true. That's where Ekim came from. It's just Mike backwards. For those of you that didn't know. And the reason for that is I can't use my real name, which is Mike Stewart. Well, I can, but I can't call it Mike Stewart Knives or Stewart Incorporated or anything like that, because the owner of Bark River Knives, another Mike Stewart, has the trademarks on it. So I can't infringe on that. So, sucks, right? So, Ekim it is. I might change it down the road one of these days, because this was originally a hobby. So that's my name on all the internet forums, Ekim. That's where Ekim 1428 came from, because somebody already took the regular Ekim part. So who knows, maybe I'll change it, because this hobby is kind of turning into a business, whether I like it or not. Okay, Gabriel, I'm sorry already, I'm gonna butcher this. Kyle Rolf? Okay, sorry. Mike, and about the how to start a YouTube channel, which program do you use to edit your videos? I use Corel Ultimate number 9. I've used every one of theirs, and it's for the money you spend, you get a lot in return, and it's very user-friendly. So I'll pop in a screenshot of the Corel program I use. I believe you can get it for under $100 locally, a download, and every year when they come out with a new one, they'll give you a deal to upgrade to the new one. So if I paid $100 for Ultimate Pro number 9 or whatever it is, like I said, I'll pop in a picture so you can see it. If I paid $100 for that this year, if I go to upgrade next year, they'll charge me maybe $75, something like that. So you get a little bit of a deal for being a repeat user. I don't have a Mac. Otherwise, I heard the Apple computers. What is that? Final Cut Pro, I heard, is really good. but I'm a PC guy, so I've been using Corel, and it seems to work out just fine. Nick Cinco asks, "Hey Mike, I'm grinding on a 2x42, but my grinds are not straight. I seem to get a wave in my grind lines. Any idea what that's from? I'm also using a glass platen. Thank you and keep up the good work." Well, Nick, it sounds like you're getting some faceting going on. I hope that's what you mean with the waves. There could be a rare occurrence where you're just not getting enough tension on the belt, and it's going to want to roll over your steel. But typically, all that'll do is give you a convex finish. I don't think it's the machine, because I've experienced this as well. Even when they wobble, and they all tend to wobble a little bit, I would say my suggestion is to fix these waves, is to try this first, right? It may very well be your machine. I'm not saying that you're not skilled or anything, so please don't take it the wrong way. But I would go back to an aggressive belt. So think of like a 60 grit, a 40 grit, something really aggressive, and try and just focus. Forget about what the knife looks like. Focus on getting a piece of steel perfectly flat by grinding this way. Okay? If you can grind a knife perfectly flat, the grind lines and all the clean bevels will follow. Okay? So try that first. If you can't accomplish that after some practice, you could even do it on mild steel. I've heard of guys even doing it on wood. I don't suggest the wood, it's too different, but you could even take some mild steel, grind it, try and get it as flat as possible straight off the grinder, and then if it's still doing it, maybe you do have a machine, and maybe a craftsman can help you out and do a warranty exchange or something for you. Fred L asks, "Hey, just love watching your videos, as you know, just awesome as always. So a couple of questions. Number one, are we invited to your wedding?" Guys, I wish I had the money and rent a huge hall and make it a knife maker wedding. That would be awesome. I don't know how much my wife would like it, but she's cool, so she would probably be all right with it as well. It's just a huge cost, of course. So unfortunately, the answer is no. Although I wish I could. Alright, second part. Talking about a YouTube channel, was wondering if you ever have any worries, or relatives, strangers, or weird neighbors or something like that recognize you because you put yourself on camera. Like, the world can see the shop, the world can easily Google my name since my real name is out there. Is there any fallout that comes with that, is essentially what you're asking. How do you feel if a stranger on the street walks up to you and says, "Hey Mike, how's the wedding? That was a cool knife you made last week." Or in some extreme cases, "Hey, what about the guy on a low budget he puts that says, 'Hey, you know what, I could really use a grinder,' and comes here in the middle of the night and tries to grab it. What do I do to protect myself?" The first part of that, I think it's awesome, right? So if strangers come up to me and say, "Hey Mike, how's the wedding? Hey, that's a cool knife you made last week." Or even if you come up and ask me a question, "Hey, I'm making this knife here. How do you put the bolster? How do you do that? How do you make a pocket clip?" If you see me out in the wild, guys, approach me by all means. I'm a friendly guy. I'm not going to say, "Hey, beat it, kid." I'm not like that. I don't care if you're a little kid, if you're an old guy, man, woman, doesn't matter to me. Right? If you got a question or you just want to say hi, shoot the breeze for a little bit, sure, I'll stop and talk. Next year I'm going to be at Blade Show. I'm saying that right now. I haven't booked a ticket or anything, but I am going to figure out a way if I have to walk there. And that's what I hope to do. I'm not going to set up a table or anything. I'm just going to walk around, meet some of you guys, and chat it up. Let's talk knives. My neighbors are cool. My family is kind of cool too. Well, that came out terribly wrong. My neighbor is cool, and my family is very cool as well. It is a little odd, right? So I do get made fun of a little bit. The weird bald knife guy on YouTube, especially when it doesn't really bring any money in, and I have my real job. So they think I'm doing this for giggles and everything like that. And I'm telling you right now, eventually this is going to turn into a big, big thing. So, the other part of it, right, the downside, is because I put myself out there, my name is out there, and he says you could easily be Googled to find my address maybe or anything like that, you know what? What am I going to do? I take every precaution I can. I don't go out there and blast here's my home address, here's my cell phone number, you want my bank account too? I don't do any of that. I try my best to keep myself protected, of course. Right? So there is video on the house, the surveillance, if you will, on the shop 24/7. So God forbid something does happen, at least I have something to go to the police with. I keep it locked up, and I keep its location a secret, right? So people ask me all the time, hey, can I come over and come see the shop? I've got a couple of local guys that want to come and see the shop. I tell them no, unfortunately. Maybe when I'm in an industrial space and there's a little more security and protection, but I'm just not comfortable enough bringing people in just yet, right? So the location is a secret. It's a missile silo in the middle of the country somewhere. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a shed. But I do lock it up. I bolt everything down. I do whatever I can to secure that, right? And I try to keep my personal information separate from my YouTube channel. That's why a lot of guys ask for my phone number, and a handful of you guys do have it. But it's not information I regularly share. Even the information on my website, you need an address for some kind of spam law or something. So when I send out an email or something like that, the address is on the bottom. So I went and bought a P.O. box that I don't use just for that, just so to keep my real address off the internet. Okay? So if you do want to send me stuff, I think the P.O. box number is 433. Yeah, I don't know. I barely ever check it because I'm not using it. When I do start selling knives and doing my business that way, I will use the P.O. box for any returns, and I will have to check it regularly, of course. So that's pretty much it. That's it for this FAQ, guys. This is Mike here from Ekim Knives, and I'll catch you on the next video.